Alright, y'all, welcome back to A Couple's Thing,
where we touch on a couple of things.
This is episode 9?
Yeah.
Episode...
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's episode 9.
We're bumping them out two a week. So it's episode 9. We're going to talk about toxic relationships.
Alright. I would like to give a big thank you to Denise for this suggestion. It's something we always wanted to cover, but we didn't think of. I want to know what you think a toxic relationship is, because everyone has a different definition of what it is.
Something that's not good for you. It's not helping you grow. It's not helping your mental state. It doesn't make you happy. You're just holding on because of probably that early feeling of love, or what
comfortability.
That too, or just that early feeling of love, and sometimes just trying to get that back. I feel like most people stay in toxic relationship. Is like, you always hear, I could change them. That's the main one.
Yeah.
You hear.
You can't change anyone, guys.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
You know, yeah, women could be Captain Save a Scumbag, and guys could be Captain Save a Hoe. What does a toxic relationship mean to you?
Everything that you said.
What do you think some of the red flags could be for a toxic relationship?
Well, I have a list, so I wrote down all the things that you should be looking for. It's my personal list versus a psychologist that studies this and recommends it. So look out for communication style, conflict resolution style, dependency level. If you feel that you walk on eggshells, investing a lot and receiving little in return. If your partner is jealous, competitive, generally unhappy when you're doing well, that's one of the biggest red flags.
Yeah, they just they hate on your success because they ain't where they need to be.
Your sense of self-worth dramatically declines, and I feel that is so important. One thing that I love about touching on this topic is that we've both been in our levels of toxic relationships.
Definitely.
I want to ask you, for a male perspective, how do you feel your relationship was toxic?
A lot of ways. Just, it comes from not being happy with myself. I honestly think I might have brought the toxic into it. Be honest with you, because I wasn't happy with myself, so I might have been the hater of her success.
Ooh.
Or because I wasn't where I was supposed to be.
So you're blaming yourself, basically.
A little bit, yes.
I mean, of course there is fault on her end.
Yeah.
But you feel that you were the main factor in what caused a lot of
It can be. But also,
so you toxic.
But also, I mean, she wasn't perfect either, but we both brought our bad into it, and it just was a mix of just bad. I'm not saying it was all bad, but she also had a bad temper, drinking issues, trust issues.
Very
trust
toxic.
Issues is a huge thing. If you walk into it with trust issues, become the most toxic thing. Because one, jealousy is one of the main things I feel that could really bring the most ugliest and toxic to a relationship. Even if not even jealous of another dude, just jealous of the person that you're with. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely what I touched on there.
I said it.
I think you were jealous.
Huh?
That you're saying that you were jealous.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, you were jealous of her.
Success.
Her success, and you were behind. That's very interesting. Mine was completely opposite.
So, what do you think in your relationship?
Well, most people that already know me, and you know this already, I was in an almost 10-year relationship.
I didn't even know it was that long.
Yeah, with one person that just was the most toxic individual for me. I didn't see it at the time. I was trying to save him, and it ended up hurting me in the end. And he was very broken, which is why I feel like I excused it over and over and over. But then it went from there to like physical and more emotional abuse. And it was just a big back and forth. And I completely blame myself. I look back at it, and I had at least 15 to 20 opportunities to get out of it, and I literally chose to stay in it because I felt it was what I deserved, and I couldn't live without it. And for the first time in my life, I see my self-worth, and I think that's why I ended up with you, to be honest.
And when you're in it, you don't see it. You're in it.
No, but no.
You can see the signs.
You can see it, but I honestly didn't have anyone telling me, helping me to get out of it.
Do you think you have to have a good circle around you, either family or friends? Because if they don't get along with your family or friends, it's probably because your family and friends have your best interests at heart, and they see that toxic in that other person, honestly.
I wish that I had someone that would have put me in my place hardcore, like that tough love, like smack yourself out of it. Because I'll say I had it a little bit, but I had it from people that didn't know our relationship. So I'm not gonna listen.
Don't know him like
no, but imagine if somebody hangs out with you 4 to 6 times out of 10 years.
But sometimes it be that person like, oh, this is cool to everybody around here. This is all good.
Exactly.
Sometimes it takes that person.
Look at that. Well,
how do you know? Was everybody around you in similar toxic relationships, or like they're messing around?
The people that I was hanging around with were in similar situations, yes, but also I feel that at that age, you really just wanted to be a part of a coro, as we called it, a crowd, a community of our own. So we just wanted to have fun. Yeah, so it was more like, just who cares what's going on with that person's relationship? It has nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna do me.
I think a lot of young relationships is just pretty much you not finding yourself yet, and you just bring your insecurities into a relationship. It happens all the times because, you know, love is a strong thing, and I get it. But yeah. So
if you receive warning signs from friends or family, because we were just talking about that, it's a great bounce off, how would you react? Because we all know that the
natural reaction would be against your friends and family, because you love that person. You don't know the person like I know the person.
What if it's somebody that you like, you really listen to, like what they say really hits, but they never really say anything, so you know it means something?
I think you'll still fight it, but you'll look for it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have those discussions with your significant other, or whatever happens, any situation you're in, you'll look for what that person was warning you about, and you'll be more noticing of it, and you'll eventually come around. Like stuff like that will get you there.
I wanna say something, because I feel like these past few years, especially being in this relationship,
it's toxic.
No, being in this relationship taught me everything that was toxic. Yeah. He used to call me the B word. He used to
I call it the B word all the time.
Oh, please. That was good. He used to belittle me. Like, I wasn't allowed to chew gum. I wasn't allowed to use big words. If I used big words...
What's a big word to him?
Right, for example, and I will I will never forget this. I said, that's my prerogative. And that was just one of my favorite songs, and it was a word that I learned. It's not even a big word anymore because of the song. But it is. For somebody who doesn't listen to that music. Yeah. So for him, it was just like, why you gotta use why you gotta talk like a white person? So not only was it racist, he was racial towards a fellow Latino, which he was Latino as well, but it was just so disrespectful, so distasteful, and I swear to God, I used to freaking excuse it. And I just want to say, do not let anyone disrespect you. This man right here, when we have arguments, it could be our worst argument ever. Shut up. Our worst argument ever. You probably got like this loud, and that's it. Like, you are phenomenal, and that kind of helps me to differentiate what I deserve and what I've been receiving from you versus what I was freaking getting. And like, ladies, and I have some friends that are in situations right now that I watch, and I feel saddened that it hasn't gotten to the point where they see their worth, because they're beautiful freaking women, intelligent, and can have and can have really, really great opportunities and really beautiful love stories, and they choose because it's all a choice.
It's like you said, they might not be in the relationship where they're like,
yeah, but don't you think age takes a factor in that? I genuinely believe that if you're in this situation over 30, you have to reevaluate yourself, because this is something that should be happening to you in your 20s. I feel like you have a different level of respect for yourself and of awareness once you pass that 30, that there should be no reason for you to still stay stuck in a situation. Do you agree? I don't know.
Yes, I totally agree. But how do you know to not get back into one if you left a relationship? If you've never been treated like you say I treated you, what if they haven't found that and they don't really know what it's supposed to be like?
But they know they know what they're receiving.
Yeah.
They know what they're receiving. You don't have a commitment. You're just playing games. The person, okay, here's the best way that I would
feel like
say
that's what they deserve.
No, but that's the problem. Then you gotta look at yourself, and then you should know off rip you shouldn't be with anybody. And by that, I don't mean sleeping around. I don't mean like dating. Don't do anything. The best advice I could give, I took a year and a half for myself. Like, I didn't sleep with anyone. I wasn't talking to anyone. And it was just, wait, no, shut up. No, he didn't. I did nothing, and it literally changed my entire life. And I have told people to do this. I've suggested it because, you know, from experience, like, you don't have to taste beep to know that it tastes bad. Like, if I can help you stay out of a situation, I'm going to. And you, my sir, did not take a year off.
I did take a year off for myself.
Yeah, but you slept your way through life for a year.
I just like sleeping. You should get your 8 hours every day. Doesn't mean it has to be by yourself. Sometimes you need to get that out the system so I can be faithful in us. So
you mean to tell me that it took you having to have a sex parade for a whole year?
I was in a parade.
Well, you know what I mean. That you needed to have sex, and that was your way of release. What did you release?
Sold my wild oats. That's why I have no urge to ever cheat again.
That's the urge you had while you were in your relationship, that you felt you needed it outside of it once it was over?
No, you know how guys are. What are words? How we get over a woman is through other women. That's what we do. So it's not the right thing.
So you hurt. Don't say this for other people.
I know it's not the right thing, but everybody knows that that's a thing that guys do.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I took that route. It's not the best route. I don't suggest it, but I wasn't out to hurt nobody. I was mostly having fun.
What if kids are involved?
You should want to do it even more for your kids. Because you don't want that man or woman around your kids to influence those children to act like that in their future relationships.
Not even that, but what your child... Look, I don't care if I don't have children, because a lot of people feel that you can't give advice if you don't have one. But let me tell you something. I'm a child that comes from a broken home. So if anyone's gonna know what it's like, it is me. It does not make sense for you as a woman or as a man to stay in a situation with someone that is not supposed to work out with you. Like, if it's not supposed to happen, and you know for a fact you don't want your son bringing home a woman like that, or you don't want your daughter bringing home a man like that, why would you be with someone like that? Because your child is gonna see you doing it, and you're leading by example.
Especially if that's like their male figure. Like, say if the original pops ain't around, like that's it just
makes no sense. Learn how to co-parent in a way where you're not friends, but you're not enemies. You just have a really great common ground, and that common ground is your child. Your life is your life. Their life is their life, because there are certain things that just do not work and will never work. And you're going to put in all this time and energy to have years go down the line and end up with what?
But what if you're the one that brings that toxic into the relationship?
Well, then
you're not even aware, and you're like, why am I in these toxic relationships?
Anyone that brings toxicity to a relationship is aware of how they behave towards people.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. If they're not, they're in a loony bin.
Taylor Swift hasn't figured it out.
You don't know Taylor Swift? I feel that if it's you would know it. You're doing it out of spite.
Who's gonna tell you?
But you know, and you're choosing. Again, it's a choice. How you act and how you get treated is your choice. You choose how you treat people, and you choose how you're treated. Yeah. If someone's treating you wrong, what do? You leave. And if you're treating someone wrong...
Well, yeah, if you find the right person, they will call you out on your BS.
I hope so.
So, like, of course we brought our own toxic stuff into it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we call each other out on the BS, and I make sure I don't do it no more. And she makes sure she don't do it no more.
You knew my history before we got together. Did you think it was gonna be like terrible?
No,
or that I would bring every baggage in? Because I really feel like I didn't.
No, because you spoke of it as a mature adult.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From the day I met her, I knew not to speak to her or be one of those people that she wound up in my bed, because I knew I wasn't ready for this type of smoke. So we waited, became friends, and when I was ready, I got all that out of my system. And then it just happened. She came after me, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
You wanted me from day one, though.
Just because I wanted you doesn't mean I act on it.
But everyone knew. Everyone knew. He acts like he didn't show it. I didn't know, but I know now. I know now. Give me a kiss when I get lip glosses.
Well, anyway, that was a great episode.
That was a great episode.
Quick one.
We just filmed with our new Canon 80D.
You can see my pimple. You can see my pores.
But we love you guys, and thank you for watching. And stay tuned for episode 10.
Subscribe. Y'all watching, you're not subscribing. Subscribe. Yes. Make a YouTube channel. All it takes is an email, you lazy mother.
Hey guys, so I did forget a major important part of the video, this episode. So, ways to get out and what to do. Hey honey. So I want to say, create a game plan. It's important to know exactly what your next move is, especially if you live with this individual. Get professional assistance if you do have insurance. Even if you don't, confide in your friends and in your family. Work on your self-esteem. Cut off all communication with the individual. If you share a child, I would like to say, make sure that it is solely about the child. If it's to the point where it's too toxic and you can't communicate, I recommend asking a friend or family member to do that for you. Save your money. Save your money so that you can regain your independence and have an easier way of walking away from the individual. Pick up hobbies, things to do. You need to keep your mind busy, keep yourself busy, and keep yourself away from the person. Lastly, last but not least, please work on yourself. There's nothing more important than yourself, your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and you hear? I guess De Niro got in trouble. But yeah, guys, just make sure, this goes for ladies and for gentlemen, because there are guys that are in toxic relationships with women. So don't worry, you know, this is not only for the ladies. If I have any friends out there that are going through this situation, please know your worth. Know that you are worth so much more, and you will forget. You will let this go after some time. It seems painful now, but it's more painful to stay in a situation and look back years later and see what you've wasted time on, or get yourself out now and flourish.